Okay, so I watched the Joker movie and I enjoyed it. I definitely recommend that you watch it, especially if you're interested in the human condition and on what makes us the way we are, what different factors can contribute towards a person developing a particular personality or character or habit. Absolutely, it's a very honest look at, or maybe not very honest, but it's a far more honest look at who we are as a collective humanity, as a society, compared to what most movies are. So in that respect, it's very refreshing to watch, even though, yes, it's a very heavy movie. It's a very heavy topic. It addresses mental illness as well as the normalized cruelty that we tend to inflict on each other, being cruel to each other, making fun of someone, humiliating someone, beating someone up, things that don't seem so serious anymore. You know, there's much more serious things to worry about, but things that still affect people, things that still, especially when if you're a person who doesn't have very wide range of tools to support yourself in dealing with the challenges of life, it's the kind of things that might lead you to really, really delve into some extreme behavior, like what happened in the Joker movie. And I think in a lot of ways it highlights our responsibility as being the creative principles in our lives. In being responsible for, or rather, let me put it this way, everything that we do, everything that we say and think is part of what we're creating. It's part of what we're putting out into the world, whether it's on a large scale or a small scale, whether it's just simply a thought that seeps into the global consciousness or an action that directly impacts other people. We are creating things. And it doesn't matter if we feel totally powerless and we feel like, oh no, I'm never going to have an effect on anything in my life and I'm just going to wither away into nothing and die. It doesn't matter if you feel that way, because that creative principle is intact. You're not going to change the fact that you are creating in every moment. Each of us is busy creating who we are, and we're creating it also out into the world. So it's an internal and an external process at the same time. And I think that in recognizing that responsibility of no matter what I do, I am in fact the creative principle. I am in fact busy creating. I am in fact busy contributing to the world around me, to the people around me, to the relationships around me. That responsibility, looking at it in that way and realizing it in that way, may help lead us to a place where we are more considerate of our thoughts and our words and our actions, where we are more considerate of what an impact we can have on each other, and more considerate of how we create the space to support each other, how we create support structures where not everyone has the luxury that we have. Not everyone has the access to education that you or I might have. We are all at very different places in our lives. And if I were to use that common analogy of us being lined up to run a race, some people are starting way ahead of others, and some people are so far back that they essentially, without the help of someone else or the community around them, there's no way they'll ever reach the finish line. So this I think it highlights our responsibility to each other, and that responsibility of realizing that it's not an ideal world, and that there are a lot of people who need more support structure than what is currently available, and in different ways than what is currently available, because not every structure that is developed with the intention of helping people actually has that outcome. And that's for so many factors that I'm not going to go into them, but we need to be willing to adjust what we do in light of the feedback we're getting. So when something's not working, change it up, do something different. And always at the end of the day, that creative principle, I think, must be the center point of who am I? What am I creating? What am I wanting to create? Who am I within this thought or this word or this action? And is that who I want to be? And why am I doing what I'm doing? That self-honest reflection of what really motivates us, and then questioning if that is what we want. Am I helping people because it's something that I see I'm able to do, and that I can contribute in a positive way? Or am I helping people because it makes me feel good about myself, and I can take photos and put it on the internet and show the world how good of a person I am? Well, in truth, I don't really actually care that much, whatever that aspect of who I am. It may not seem like it's important, but every one of us is going to face ourselves when we come to the end of our lives. And we're going to have that one question of, was that the life that I wanted to live? Am I proud of that? Am I happy with, am I satisfied with the choices I've made? Or am I filled with regret? And I think that's a very good question, or a series of questions to ask ourselves every day, because we lose sight of ourselves and what we want to be, who we want to be, what we want to create in the daily hustle and bustle, and the daily work and food and family and friends and this and whatever, and trying to get by, and the commute to work and all of these things. We forget about that important aspect of checking in with, who am I within this creative principle that is a part of me, of each of us. All right. Thank you very much for watching. You're going to see me next time.